This place we're in is called Kirkby, Lancashire. 20 years ago, all that was here was a little hamlet and dark, very rich farmland. Now it's a new town of some 60,000 people who came originally because of the bombing, the overcrowding and the redevelopment from the terrible slums of Liverpool. Nobody came to Kirkby willingly, you were sent. This was your only chance in those days of a decent place to live. With a lot of regrets, people came.
Don't want to go to Kirkby, don't want to go to speak, don't want to go from all I know in back Buchanan Street. I'll miss the fog-arms on the river and the old pierhead and slipping up the jigger when we're rolling home to bed.
So when they came here, the poor Scousers, there was nothing for them to do but breed, make babies. Very soon, Kirkby Urban District had in proportion the largest child population in Europe. The average age of the town was 16, so of course there was a lot of delinquency and vandalism. Kirkby has the highest unemployment rate in northwest England. It's a field of clover for the army recruiting officers. 1972 began and the unemployment percentage in Kirkby was 20%. And a lot of those are young people. They don't have here, as they do in Paris and Rome, those bus tours that take you round and show you the sights. But imagine they did. What would the guide want to show you with pride of this 99% working class, 20-year-old Merseyside new town?
Welcome aboard for your Kirkby Town Tour, which starts at Kirkby Row. On the right, telephone kiosk, the site of the original Kirkby sub-post office, which served the old village. On the left, a school complex, 4,000 scholars in all educated on this site. Roughwood has 1,800 and cost £713,000 to develop.
Including in this one, the only bookshop in the whole of Kirkby. Most teachers don't live here, but teacher's the hero. For some Kirbyites, the only highly intelligent person they ever meet is the teacher. And the whole town's made up with pride when a scholar gains an Oxford place. But what's it like if you're not that bright? An average pupil, but you want to succeed.
You take a lad like Stephen Peters, he's in our 5th year at the moment. I'm his housemaster. I've known him for the 5 years he's been in the school. He's just taken his CSE exams. He's planning to go into the 6th form. I think lots of things have sort of influenced him.
I'd like to get a teacher's job, a PE teacher if possible. You know, or any teacher's job. I'd just like to be a teacher.
He's lively, he's interesting company, he's a bit of fun when we're out on the outdoor pursuits activities.
There's rugby, cricket, football, athletics. For the girls there's netball and rounders and things like this. And besides that, the teacher's a lot more sociable within the school, I reckon.
When we look at his attendance record, for instance, he's missed a whole year of his schooling. But he has this idea that he wants to become a teacher.
No.
Gong! Sorry, and there's the old man himself, Bamber Gascoigne.
No.
Gong!
And I would like to introduce our next sponsor. Fresh from his triumphs in London, Liverpool, New York and Muddling upon Sea, it's Mr. Bootlace Watkins.
Brothers to our salvation, brothers our dearest wish, sing out the gospel music.
Right, stop. You're as fat as a pancake, boy. Come here. Right. When you get to here, I want you to change the tempo so it goes, brothers our dearest wish, so sing out the gospel music. I find that people in Kirkby, once they found themselves here, the first thing they want to do is to leave here.
Sing out the gospel music.
There's lots of talent in Kirkby and in this particular school, which just needs to be drawn on. I find new talent every day.
Jonah's amazing adventure inside the mighty fish brought us to our salvation.
When I eventually finish my education, I hope to get out of Kirkby completely, to leave the place. I can't see there'll be any difference in the near future from what it is today.
A lot could be done for Kirkby. I mean, there is a lot of unemployment, and people don't realise just how much unemployment there is. And they don't realise that it's not these people's fault that they're on the dole, and they don't want to be on the dole. And a lot could be done if employment could be found for these people.
On the left, the beginning of the industrial estate. What can one say about industry?
Plenty. This detergent plant booms beside a polluted spinney. Once everything boomed, and for women there still is work. But new factories set up on Merseyside anywhere but Kirkby. Existing works seem keener to employ woolly-backs, men from Wigan or St Helens, rather than Kirkby workers, who occupied English Electric and at Fisher Bendix sat in. For young men, it's most terrible. Need a new factory every year to absorb the school leavers. They get jobs then, but come 18 and it's the boot. The weekly walk to the biggest shop in town, the dole.
We've all got to do something about it. We've got to unite the unemployed and the employed, you know, in this struggle against the Tory government.
What about the moment? Well, don't you give that good coverage? It's a left-wing paper.
It's a left-wing.
More progressive than that.
It's no more progressive than that. It's not progressive than this at all.
It's a Stalinist paper.
Which is?
That paper's definitely a Stalinist paper. Well, if that's a left-wing paper, how can it not support a right to work march? How can it not? How did he condemn a right to work march? Our right to work march was condemned in the Morning Star. In the Soviet Union, you've got a bureaucracy, nothing more or less.
Of course you've got a bureaucracy.
You haven't got socialism.
No private industries there. You've got socialism.
You've got your cross, you've got your bureaucracy.
One thing I'd like to say is about the children's free milk. There's many little child goes to school with nothing in the stomachs of the morning. If a World War starts, they'll expect those children to go and fight. They won't stop them from going in the war, but they'll stop the free milk. Well, them kids won't have the energy to win any war or fight any war, let alone do anything else without that free milk.
The government's setting itself up at the moment as a dictatorship, you know. They're just pushing forward with the, you know, sending $1 million onto the dole, splitting the working class. You know, they're really out to smash us. You know, we need a leadership in the working class which is strong and won't back down, like, you know.
There's no compromise with this lot. You just can't compromise with them. And the Labour Party in Kirkby, they just don't want to know. We've got to fight for leadership in this town. Fight for leadership and get a leadership built up to lead the working class through the struggle.
But this is a socialist town. There's a Labour government in this town who run it. The Urban District Council are good socialist people. I mean, why aren't you supporting them? Why are you going against them?
Good socialist people who stop you from selling your paper outside the Labour Club. Tell you to move off. They're not good socialist people, in my opinion. It's just a boozing place, that. They're not Labour people at all. They just go in here, have a bevy and come out. That's all there is to it.
And on the left is the old cattail farmhouse, used now by Liverpool City Council as a corporation estates office.
Build housing, Macmillan had said, as fast as you can. Out there, said Liverpool, and forget them. Now the women are left to fight for tenants' rights and charter.
There's 5 doors missing, 2 windows that won't shut, 1 broken window, lots of other repairs and a grate that's ready for the sledgehammer. My son won't bring his friends home because of this. He won't even bring his girlfriend home.
Well, I've lived in a flat for 19 years. There is no chance whatsoever of me obtaining a house. For people to get a house, they've got to uproot their families to Skemersdale, Runcorn, all the new estates. Why should we have to do this? When you look around your own area, there's empty houses being smashed to pieces. Some of these people in our association have real problems in their flats. I mean, I've reared 5 children in a flat. I've still got 2 to rear, actually. I've reared 3. I've still got 2 to rear in this flat. When I come down here, they say not me. They say I am adequately housed. Who are they to tell me that I am adequately housed?
I have lived for 11 and a half years in a mid-raised flat. By mid-raised flat, it's a three high. You have a split community, the same as us, where we had to come away from our mothers. When we came from Liverpool, we left our mothers behind. Now our children, the same things happen to them. They have got to go to Tower Hill. These young children don't stand a chance. Majority of them don't, because they haven't got the homes behind them. They're sent up to Tower Hill.
More than a mile from the houses Liverpool built, the local Kirkby council have had to build this Tower Hill for the next generation. Kirkby-born teenagers getting married, they can't live in Kirkby because that remains a dumping ground for slum Liverpool families. Kirkby's own have to come here. The cycle repeated, a one-class estate. The houses are nice, but the rents are higher. Central heating, but who can afford it? Cut off, the council in debt. Young marrieds struggle in poverty and rent arrears. 1 hour and 1 minute by bus from the foghorns on the river, the docks and the Irish Sea. The new generation, with no amenities at Tower Hill, have to look to Kirkby as 20 years ago their parents went to Liverpool for family and kinship to pay the central heating and even the schools.
On the left, another school complex housing the sports hall, Kirkby Brookfield Comprehensive School, the Frank Earlham Special School, and the Springfield Special School. In all, educating at any one time 15,436 kids in Kirkby.
I'm trying to make him understand that it'd be foolish to leave school. It'd be very foolish. He has stayed on an extra year so far. I mean, my father trying to talk him into staying on another year, or maybe 2 years. And I'm trying to make him see that if he does leave school and just tries to get a Tuppence halfpenny job in a factory, it won't work. It won't work for him at all. When I was in school, well, should I say when I should have been in school, I was never there. I'd run to school now if I had the chance again. Because if I had the chance, by God, I'd take it, yeah. Because I know what it's like being on the dole. You see, it's sickening, it's degrading. It's really degrading. You get fed up with yourself, you get fed up with everyone else. You get fed up with the same people, seeing the same faces, walking the same streets. I think Stephen's realising that we're right, because he's seeing the situation in our family at present, with me and my father unemployed.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm only 50-year-old. I mean, I can go on for working another 20 years, but if I hadn't be found a job. But each time I go to labour exchange, it's just a waste of time going in there. Because once you find out my age, they say it's much too old. The unemployment benefits, I guess, it's just more or less a breadline, that's all it
and
is.
The price of food is going up and up and up.
How the wife manages on the money I give her, I don't understand. I can't find myself.
I find myself getting into debt because it's impossible to manage. To be truthful, it's Diane's birthday on Sunday, and I would like to give her a party. But if I can manage, I'll just make a little tea for about 3 or 4 friends, that's all. If I can manage it.
I have less money now, 4 years later, than what I did just after I left school. I have exactly 70 pence a week in my pocket to last me. That's for cigarettes. I can't even go for a drink. I have to rely on my friends to take me for a drink if I go out.
Can't buy me love, love.
The dance is called Morris dancing. It is something that helps to bring them out. Instead of just burying their heads in doing nothing, they have something to do.
Fresh air and time have brought Kirkby parents together into a homecraft community. Priests love it. People like children, no real harm in them. A touch of orange on the concrete green.
when we haven't got Morris dancing, we're really down in the mouth.
One of 4 community centres built by Kirkby Council and handed over to resident committees to promote community care. The ballroom dance, playgroups, bingo, helping spastics, a prize for the dog most like its owner. But everything has to be strictly non-political.
We're here mainly for the purpose of presenting the gospel to these girls. We are from the Liverpool City Mission. It helps the girls. It's somewhere for them to come for an hour each Wednesday, mainly for the purpose of presenting the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ.
You can have everything. Be satisfied with the little you may get. You can have everything. Don't envy neighbors and the fortune that they get.
What little they get out of school. No cinema, no dance hall proper, no amusement arcade, no coffee bar or cavern club. And if they had, would they wreck it like they chased the circus out of town, these kids who own nothing? No purpose to these roaming street gangs. I wish they'd bash the betting shops. It's all so purposeless.
And now, right before us, St Chad's Church stands on a site originally developed by the Danes in 876 AD.
The parish church is much used, but not by that back door. The graffiti in Kirkby is remarkable in that almost none of it is obscene. There's an innocence in this family town. And vandalism can be pretty sometimes. That signal box could win a prize. People have time on their hands so much. It reminds me of Ballymurphy, Belfast before the Troubles. Kirkby was the setting for Z-Cars, Newtown. The sculptor, Arthur Dooley, he wants to set up an arts lab. And it could be wonderful because the community centres don't attract the idle young. The only place that grips the street gangs is an open coffee bar youth club run by the parish church. It keeps the tigers off the streets. For a moment, no harm in it. They play disco and goon, but with no direction.
Most nights we just do the same. Come in from work, get changed, have our tea, and then come up to the centre. Mostly, if we don't come to the centre, we either go to the pitches or we'll go to a club in town and then stay down in Liverpool at my auntie's.
And when we go, different clubs downtown, like, if you say you're from Kirkby or that, they go mad like.
You get to know more people by going down to town, and then when you come out, it's a completely different life from what we stay in Kirkby. Like, if we stay up here, we go home to our own houses, but if we go down to Liverpool, we change and go somewhere else, and it's just a whole different day altogether.
The object of the competition is to eat 12 bars of chocolate in 10 minutes, starting from 3, 2, 1, go!
Who's the name Quinner on the walls? Is it a footballer we haven't heard of for Everton or Liverpool? Is it a gang leader, or is it you?
It's me.
Why?
Why did I put it on the wall? Put it on the wall because I want to be known in Kirkby. So people will know my name.
Why? Why do you want to be known?
So people will know me. I can know lots of people. I have more friends.
What do you want to be known for, as? Do you want to be known as a hard man?
No, I want to be known as myself.
Why?
Just because I want to be known in Kirkby. I want to have lots of friends.
Is yours the best known name in Kirkby, do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Whose is the best name? I mean, whose name is on more walls than yours?
Well, Bucks is there's more names of his on the walls, but his name doesn't sound original as mine, you know what I mean?
Why'd you go fighting?
Something to do. There's not much to do in Kirkby.
Saw some people last night smashing up shop. Why would they do a thing like that?
To get things out of the shop. I was there myself walking past to see them. Probably want to get clothes, you know, at the shop. Because you can't afford them themselves. No unemployment's in Kirkby.
Well, why do people just smash windows in flats?
Well, how else can they do it? Do you mean in flats vandalism and things like that? I don't know.
Yeah. Wonder who that Jake is. Maybe he plays for Kirkby FC or Tranmere Rovers.
It is amazing and really startling the progress that has been made in this town. Most of these people, when they came up here, they had never had a home. They were in apartments in the thickly populated areas where there was rejection and a lot of neglect over a very long period of time. And they've come up here to Kirkby. It's a semi-rural area, really, and remarkable progress has been made. Some of the homes here are like little palaces. Not only that, the people have a new outlook on life. They never had a chance in those areas. It was bricks and mortar, and they were living on top of each other practically. But here, it's got such a lot to commend it, Kirkby.
That was the probation officer who well knows the past of Kirkby. The future, the promised land, is at Tower Hill for the overspilt generation.
Well, there's not many shops, is there? I mean, what we've seen, there's only a few up there. But I haven't been in the shops, don't know what they're like, but there's only a few.
If I grow up and get married and I'm still in Kirkby, I wouldn't come to Tower Hill. No, I wouldn't live in here. My mother wouldn't want to live here. Some of it's run by gas or something, and it's dangerous. The houses are too small altogether. You couldn't swing a cat round in the back kitchen.
If only families didn't have to live in flats and everyone owned their own little house with a proper garden for the children to play in. Money would solve such a lot because nobody expected this model town to get unemployment at 20%. Cure that and you wouldn't cure all. The socialist and Catholic pioneers had put their whole faith in education. But after the idealism and enthusiasm of the teachers, the kids are thrown out to be blown on the streets in what direction nobody knows yet. I get frightened and excited because will a force, what force will swing these idle young? To what purpose shape this vast seed bed? Somebody has to.
You know, the way you see some of the girls around here get married at 18, having babies and that. Yeah. I don't want that for me. You know, I want to have a good husband, a nice house. And then, if I couldn't get that, I'd like, you know, when I get married, to emigrate. Look at all them green fields, there's nothing on them. Why can't they build something on them? Like a hospital or something like that, instead of just leaving them wastelands.
I don't like to think of Kirkby as separate from the rest of England. I mean, it's more or less the same wherever you go.
There seems to be absolutely no chance of getting decent jobs, decent wages. Seems to be no really decent place to live, to settle down, and the place just won't be suitable for the next generation.
And if I can't get a job in the biggest industrial estate in Lancashire, I'm not likely to get one anywhere else.
What makes a town is the people and the way they behave.
But Jonah feared to do as the Lord commanded. He turned instead and ran. He ran until he came to the sea. There he found a boat and a man standing by. And to that man he said,
well, we can't turn back on a fight, can we? I mean, we've got to fight. If everyone leaves Kirkby, what's it come, a ghost town or something? You know, it's a fight throughout the country. We've got to fight in Kirkby. We can't turn our back and say it's not happening.
Our tour ends here at the Golden Eagle. I hope you enjoyed it and that you will recommend it to your friends.